Ladies and gentlemen, I come before you as a humble, defeated Seattle Seahawks fan who is immensely frustrated with the record the Seattle Seahawks could have had. But they let it just slip out of their own hands as we lose 33-27 against the New Orleans Saints in Seattle. And really, before, I start rambling about the nitty-gritty of this game, credit to Alvin Kamara and Teddy Bridgewater who led that offense. And seriously, we've been doubting Teddy Bridgewater for quite some time, but we got to remember this was a highly touted prospect for quite some time, and he's finally getting his opportunity. So kudos to him. Oh boy, but with Seattle, where does it start? Well, Rashad Penny was listed as inactive, and so a lot of Seattle fans kind of frustrated with their heads sunken down with the fact that Chris Carson, after 2 straight weeks of just terrible fumbles, and granted, the last fumble that he had in the Pittsburgh game, you could blame it on Russell, you could blame it on all the timing of the situation and everything, but the numbers showed, right? That's the unfortunate part of statistics, and really, with all of that, I thought Seattle might have learned their lesson, maybe soften up on the rushing attempts with CC, and really, the first drive was kind of whatever. They up and went. But the problem was, 3 minutes in, you just finish your first drive, go for the punt, and Deontay Harris goes for a 53-yard punt return because our special teams just made this wide open gap for him. And he just walked right in, Walmart style, just cruised on in with this shopping cart, got a couple of candles, maybe some frozen TV cuisine meal shit. And the Saints are up 7-0 early. And from this point on, it was very indicative of what the Seattle Seahawks were going to be just by Chris Carson alone. He kept slipping on the turf. Just kept slipping it up. Slippy McGee. And the offense really couldn't get anything going on the rushing attempts. There was really nothing to be said. And I know Pete Carroll preaches ball possession, rushing the ball, running the clock, all that crap. But in situations like this, you're already down 7-0. Figure something out early on. But no, what Seattle chooses to do, okay, what they choose to do is just do the same old thing kind of over and over again, despite the fact that they had New Orleans offense on the ropes with the crowd noise and the amounts of penalties they were taking. And here's the thing. Seattle actually sets it equal early. In that first quarter with 2 minutes left, you had Tyler Lockett getting a beautiful throw from Russell Wilson, a 64-yard drive. It was fantastic, just unreal the level of talent that Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett brings onto the field. So 7-7, and once you realize that, oh shit, things are looking all right, Chris Carson's got the ball, this is a couple of possessions later, Chris Carson's got the ball, and then he somehow fumbles the ball again. And Eli Apple returns that for a touchdown. A guy who I have slated for quite some time. And I said early in the game, I'll just throw it past Eli Apple. He's going to have a terrific time, Russell Wilson. Just throwing over Eli Apple, having a fucking couple of yards there. Should be easy game for him. But no! Eli Apple fucked us. Really hard. And fortunately, Lutz misses the field goal, the PAT attempt, and now you're down 13-7, right? Will Disley, with all these early false starts, never really helped the cause for our offense, and it just really went to show you, throughout this entirety of the first quarter, where you had the arrogant play calling of Pete Carroll thinking, all right, CeCe's going to get his shit together while he's having one of the worst fucking first halves next to last week, which, of course, I understand the redemption factor, but ProSize was doing right, well, and good before the 4th and 1, and you don't make the first down. Like, oh my God, it just didn't make any fucking sense from a play calling standpoint, where you're seeing Pete Carroll just getting really impatient, really way too early for whatever reason, when you have plenty of time to play methodically and not go with your worst hand, maybe go with your hot hand, right? And unfortunately for our 2-minute defense, we get fucked over. Call it ref ball, call it whatever, but our defense just kind of prolapsed. They kind of shit the bed, and unfortunately, our boy Bobby, decent enough on the stat sheets, I'm pretty sure, but Christ, it was just awful. No one can stop Alvin Kamara. He gets a touchdown, 33 seconds left to go in the second quarter, and honestly, it's just pathetic how much the field just opened up from our secondary. They just said, hey, Kamara, here you go. McDougald and Hill just, hey, here you go, buddy. Just wide open for you. You're going to have a great time just running right on through. And 20-7 by the end of the first half. And what, again, pissed me off right before the second half started and the first half ended was you had less than 20, 30 seconds. DK Metcalf with a 54-yard catch. And because you don't take a timeout right before that play, where you could have had an extra 5 seconds to maybe take another timeout, or 2 timeouts that you had, you just completely wasted 2 timeouts. And this, again, the dynamic of this game is simply this. A lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and a lot of arrogance in the play calling. This was the constant theme throughout this game. And it carried into the second half. And this was the most frustrating shit, where it was between the frustrating arrogance of the offense, right? And then you carry that forward to the third quarter, where the Saints are going to have the ball first. And honestly, it's just elementary mistakes by our defense. And we just let the drive keep going. And it's a 7-minute fucking drive. It's essentially a 7-minute drive, engineered by Sean Payton and Teddy Bridgewater, with Michael Thomas getting the touchdown. 7 minutes and 44 seconds into the third quarter. And with 12 plays, 75 yards, the Seattle defense really did look elementary in this game. I really thought they didn't really know what was going on at times. It really looked as though we were lost children. And Bridgewater and Peyton were having a field day with us. And, the crazy part is, in this next punt return, the opposing Saints players, they actually fumbled the ball. And Seattle gets the ball, right, because of the fucking fumble. But, unfortunately, Pete Carroll, in his infinite wisdom, just keeps giving it to Chris Carson from that point on. And then you have to punt again. Right? No. You know the crazy thing, too? I thought automatically it was a punt, but what actually happened, that's the alternate timeline. What actually happened is, on 4th and 5, Lockett drops it. And it's just this insanely frustrating game of terrible play calling, of opportunities lost on the offense, and just the whole bend but don't break mentality on defense was completely broken since the first half, and it never really recuperated from that point on. And with the end of the third quarter being 27-7, I honestly thought this was a lost game. Even if Russell gets it close, I didn't think Pete and his play calling was going to get any better. And as much as I prayed for and all Seahawks fans, right, whether they have a religion or not, you pray to whatever football gods are up there that Russell Wilson pulls this through. But yeah, it just somehow got us close, right? We're somehow close in terms of maybe potentially making a comeback. And we're in the fourth quarter, 11 minutes and 51 seconds in. Russell Wilson rushes into the touchdown, into the end zone, for the touchdown. 3-minute drive, just tearing up that New Orleans defense all by himself, 27-14. And I really thought at this point, okay, 27-14, we have a good shot as long as we get some good stops on defense. And KJ Wright, who was having a fantastic game all throughout the day, really, goes down on a really bad 4th and 1. Actually, no. It was actually a third and the goal line area. And as soon as KJ goes down, I just thought, okay, our defense isn't going to really do much today. And as for our offense, 4th and 1, Russell overthrows. And this just became the story of the game. Just missed opportunities. New Orleans just pounding us with Alvin Kamara. 4th quarter, 4 minutes and 19 seconds in. I mean, it's just pathetic defense with that, KJ injury. And 33-14, you don't really have much hope left at this point. You just don't. Unless you're betting on this team, on the over, and for the Saints to cover, then you're probably going to have a fucking field day, which, this was kind of the whole point where, Russell Wilson does get 2 touchdowns here at the end. He rushes in for a second rushing touchdown with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left and pass to Will Dissly. 0 seconds remaining, 33-27. No field goal, PAT kick, none of that shit. And it's a fucking bum. It's a bummer of a game because with the way the schedule is, you're home away until the bye week in, I believe, week 10 or week 11. And because of that, this is one of those rare opportunities where you could win at home without the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints in Drew Brees, and you somehow shit the bed so hard on the special team front, on the defensive front, on almost every single front, and also the fucking play calling. That just goes without saying. And we kind of just played with this arrogance from the first half, and that kind of carried forward and seeped through Pete Carroll's just incessant nature of insisting that this guy's just going to get better. Again, Chris Carson just never got better throughout the game. He got worse throughout the game, and even a dumbass fan like me noticed something like that. But as much as I'm getting pissed off, I gotta give a shout out to Teddy Bridgewater. 19 throws on 27 attempts, 70%, 177 yards with 2 touchdowns, 112.7 QBR rating. Right next to Russell Wilson, who was unbelievable. His passes attempted 50, most in his career, 32 completion, 64%, 406 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 102.6 quarterback rating. And with the Seattle Seahawks, it's very simple. When the defense isn't clicking, they are completely in shambles. They shit the bed real hard. And we really have nobody else but Russell Wilson. Chris Carson has been abjectly horrible these last 3 weeks. And something's got to be done. I think Homer should start eventually as a number 2 if Penny's going to be out for some time. But a very frustrating game where Pete Carroll had opportunities for field goals. He had opportunities to take the 2 points. He played aggressive in the points where you shouldn't be, and he played passive in the points where you should have been aggressive. And these were the very bad aspects of this game all throughout this team. Not just on the head coach, not just on the offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, all the fucking coaching staff. I'm talking defense team, the offensive team, the special teams, everybody fucked up today. For me, as a Seattle Seahawks fan, being 2-1 today is this is a very simple view and outlook. The 49ers are 3-0. The Rams are about to play the fucking Cleveland Browns. We don't know what the hell they're going to be. They might be 3-0. We are looking at a 2-1 where, yes, 2 of those first games we were very lucky to get out of. This one game that we lost, we had it. We shot ourselves in the foot. We have no one else to blame. We could blame the refs all day, every day, but guess what? We fucked this up, okay? We got to get better because we got to go to Arizona next week, and we know what a death trap Arizona is. And boys and girls, I'm going to be repping Russell Wilson all day today because, my God, this is the only fucking guy on our team who seems to give a shit about winning and getting shit done. 2 rushing touchdowns and 2 fucking passing touchdowns. Come on, man. Everybody's got to step up. Everybody's got to step up. We got to do better. This was absolutely embarrassing. But Seattle Seahawks fans, let's just get over this. We're going to get a lot of banter this week. Oh, you lost without Drew Brees, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it sucks. It happens. This is part of the process, boys and girls. So, there you go. So follow me at the Sky Lounge and all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily contents. Go Hawks. Oh, fuck off.